Well, hello and welcome along to Hong Kong Direct, your one-stop shop for everything Hong Kong racing related, of course. Let's take a look at what's coming up on this week's edition of the show. We're going to hear from William Haggas, the trainer of Dubai Honour, who he is hoping he can bring down to FWD Champions Day at the end of April. And we'll also delve into a bit more of the science behind training racehorses. We'll hear from Douglas Whyte and how he prepared Russian Emperor for his recent run in Dubai. Well, firstly, on this week's edition of the show, we're going to hear from UK-based trainer William Haggas, who is amongst the entries for FWD Champions Day. Dubai Honour is the horse in question, and I started by asking him how he's come out of his Ranvit win.
William Haggas, many thanks for joining us on this week's edition of Hong Kong Direct. And some big international racing has been and gone, and plenty more still to come. And firstly, congratulations with Dubai Honour and his success in the Ranvit Stakes recently down in Australia. He runs again in the Queen Elizabeth in just over a week's time. Firstly, how has he been since that impressive win?
Well, I'm a long way from Australia at the moment, sadly, but they've been very happy with him. I think he's come on a bit, and yeah, we're all systems go for next Saturday, all being well.
Now Ryan Moore's pushing into the clear on Dubai Honour. Montefilia coming down the outside. Dubai Honour moved up on the outside of Hinge. They're clear then from Montefilia. Mawunga can't go on, but it is William Haggas going to do it again. Dubai Honour's 3 lengths clear. Last year's winner Montefilia can't get there, and Dubai Honour can't handle a dry track. Look at him go. Dubai Honour ripped clear to win it by 5 lengths to Montefilia.
William, he's had a well-documented career so far, this horse, and I wanted to ask you just about some comments made in the press that he'd had a good winter. What were you referring to in respect of that? Obviously, it transpired with a good win, but what is it that's brought the horse forward, do you think?
Well, he had a terrible winter the previous time. So in 2021, having had a really good season. Sorry, I got it wrong. He had a terrible winter, and we sent him off to an Olympic 3-day event champion to try and turn him round, and she did a brilliant job, and he came back and he won 3 Group 2s, was second in the Champion Stakes. And then after that, which is the winter of 2021, he was awful and it didn't thrive, and he didn't thrive all throughout last year, fast ground and tough races. And then this winter, it's all gone his ways. Look, he never grew a winter coat. He's looked fantastic. So, you know, when he got on the plane to go to Sydney, we were very happy with his condition.
You've completed this double before, William. Adabe obviously winning both races a couple of years ago, and then obviously going back to win another stakes race in Australia. For a trainer like yourself, who's no stranger to international success, how important has that now become to travel horses and to try and win with them internationally?
Well, I think it's very important. I think obviously we're keen to show off our strength in depth in England. I think racing in England is pretty competitive. It is everywhere in the world, but it's especially competitive in England. And you know, the horses have done well. They're just nearly top horses in England, but they're not useless horses. Neither Adabe nor Dubai Honour were moderate horses. They were proper good 116 type horses, but they just improve for winning, and I'm hoping Dubai Honour will do the same.
Yeah, they certainly don't just hand Group 1s out for fun, that's for sure. Talking of that international aspect, of course, I can't speak to you without asking you about the possibility of coming to Hong Kong. We had the entries recently for FWD Champions Day at the end of April, which would be just over 3 weeks from his run-up coming in Australia. He's been here before, William. Is that very much on the radar? Should he come through the Queen Elizabeth race in good order? Is Hong Kong certainly the next port of call, possibly?
I feel so. I feel so. I'd like to bring him. Obviously, it's nearly on the way home, not quite, but it's sort of in the right direction. But he's got to run well next weekend. He very kindly got invited to the QE2, and I'm delighted to accept that option because I want to take him. I mean, it's quite hard to beat your horses at Sha Tin, and you've got a particularly strong group, but hopefully Golden 60 will go for the mile, and that'll just leave the Acclamation horse and a few others, no doubt. But is that the way they're going? Is Golden 60 going for the mile?
Well, it's a little bit up in the air, I think, at this stage. I think there is a possibility he might go for the mile and a quarter race, but it leads me on nicely, actually, because that was obviously my next question, in the sense that the international competition, it would be great, I'm sure, to take those horses on, and I better still, I suppose, to try and beat them.
Yes, I'd love to come to Hong Kong. It frustrates us enormously that we haven't had a winner there. And then I'd like them to come to England and take us on, and then we can see where we are with these horses. But Hong Kong racing in the last couple of years has really gone to another level. And I suppose we'll have a few Japanese who have also gone to another level. I'm sure they'll be coming over. So that'll be a tough race at the end of April.
It certainly will be, and I guess his fourth place finish in the Hong Kong Cup a couple of seasons ago would have certainly sort of given you the anticipation, the prospect, and the hope that coming back here he could compete, because I mean he certainly didn't run a bad race on that occasion.
No, he can. I think he's a bit better than he was there. So we hope we'll give it. Let's just get next Saturday out of the way, and if that goes well, then we'll be with you all being well.
William Haggas, they're great to chat to the master of Somerville Lodge, and it will be superb to see Dubai Honour here at the end of April. It is, of course, FWD Champions Day. Now, you can find the entries on the website. The microsite is available there. Head across to all the W's, hkjc.com. Horse racing, FWD Champions Day, and you'll find all you need to know regarding the big feature race day on April 30th. So that is where to head if you want to take a look at the entries as they stand at this stage, and also all the media and videos and news stories regarding that meeting. Well, one meeting that has been and gone is the Dubai World Cup meeting, and although we might have been out of luck as far as winners were concerned, some of our horses ran extremely well, and Russian Emperor represented Hong Kong over there, and we can now find out a bit more about the science that goes into training this top-line racehorse.
You know, it's all about heart rate, stride length, recovery, these sorts of things. And I think that if you can use the new technology that's available, you learn so much more about each and every horse.
Him on his travels to Doha, and he went from there to Dubai. Douglas worked out a program for him. So every day, whether it's slow work or fast-paced work, he will wear it. The riders, they have the app on their phone. They will upload the work immediately. And when Douglas is in the stable, he can see horse side Russian Emperor's recovery. And if there's anything that concerns him, well, then we look at it together. So as you can see now, he's on the home stretch there.
Yeah, he's coming to about 200 now.
Yeah. So this horse. This horse is actually he's in Dubai at the moment. If he wasn't in Qatar early on during the training, or if he's not in Dubai, we have been monitoring the horses with this. You get an exercise profile curve. So the blue is obviously the speed. So as the horse is getting faster, his speed is picking up. And as his speed is picking up, his heart rate is picking up. So at his maximum speed, he's going about 13-second furlong there. So his heart rate maxes out for that piece of work. His speed slows down. You expect in the normal horse that their heart rate is going to follow the speed curve and recover properly.
Going back and analysing it on the computer, seeing his stride length, seeing his stride frequency, and more importantly and most importantly, seeing his recovery, his heart rates through the workout, and once he gets home, how quick he recovers. It never lies to you. I can pick up on a problem way before it becomes a problem. There's his distance, his working distance, the distance that he's doing for his workout. His heart rate is coming down as you'd expect. His stride is getting shorter because he's easing up. Alberto is pulling him up in Dubai, and he's now walking. People ask me why I still ride, and that's one of the reasons why I still ride, because the beauty of it is if I can feel something and I can go back and pick it up on the computer, it's just so satisfying. You know, two minds are better than one. This is the way training is going. It doesn't replace the trainer, and it doesn't replace the vet, but it adds to the picture. It's information that you can use to help your clinical decision, your race planning, and your plan for the horse.
Yeah, Yeah, fascinating stuff there. Many thanks to World Horse Racing for that wonderful piece on Russian Emperor. Well, let's take a look at the diary. What's coming up in the next few meetings here in Hong Kong? We're racing on Sunday, of course, and then we've got a Thursday meeting from Happy Valley on the 6th, and then it's the Sprint Cup and the Chairman's Trophy coming up on April 9th. So plenty to enjoy. But as we leave you on this week's edition of the show, it's only appropriate that we take a look at the last UK trained winner of the QEII Cup. It was Presvis back in 2009. Hope you enjoy this. Many thanks for watching, and we look forward to your company again very soon. Goodbye.
Chin Chon's off, he's hard at it. Then thumbs up from Nicanero, and Presvis will have to come from last to win the cup. Viva Macau makes a daring move at the 300 metres. Thomas Young's gone for home, but he's a sitting duck. Here come the big guns, Viva Bataka and Archipenko, and Viva Bataka's really putting in today. He ran to the front from Archipenko. Thumbs up with the last shot at them, and Presvis is motoring home along the rails. Presvis has come from last, and Presvis wins the QEII Cup.